Obviously, when you look back in terms of our second year, as we're now in 2 months into our third year, I think we've clearly shown exactly why this show matters and why it's here. And I think if there was any story that exemplified what we do, and it was the Daniel Holtzclaw trial. If you go to my Facebook page, fan page, whatever it's being called today, we put together a video about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, sort of reiterating that and how mainstream media did not cover that trial extensively. Here you got 13 black women accusing a white cop of raping them. That video has already had 5 million views on my Facebook page. It is the most viewed video I've had on my Facebook page of all the things that we posted. And I think that speaks directly to why we are here in terms of what we cover, why we matter. When we started, our first show back, people were blowing me up because we take the last 2 weeks off the year for there are dark days we have in a year, and we came back on Monday. We had a 84% lead in from the show that airs before us. We came back on the air. Folks were waiting to hear our perspective on these issues, and it was timely. And so I think as we look at what's happening in 2016 already, whether it's a presidential election, whether it is the president talking about gun control, whether you look at what we did today, the lead story having the black district attorney from DeKalb County on talking about he's going to pursue an indictment against a police officer who killed an Air Force veteran. I mean, the bottom line is we are here to deal with those things that mainstream media will ignore, that speaks to our issues, and that confront some of the difficult things. I mean, the shooting in Mother Emanuel was our top story. We did the top 10 stories of 2015. That was our top story, obviously covering the Bill Cosby story, things along those lines. So you're looking at us sort of really gaining our footing and providing a source of information to the audience that is critically important. And so you can look at the ratings of the show, but more importantly, you look at how we are definitely driving the conversation. I mean, look at we had Samaria Rice, the mother Tamir Rice, on the show on Tuesday. And my interview with her is gaining some traction because she said that she felt LeBron James and other athletes should have been more vocal who were there in Cleveland about the death of Tamir Rice. And Sports Illustrated, picked up on that. Then Stephen A. Smith talked about it today on First Take. And so I think you can see how we are driving discussions outside of our show and our audience, and I think that's what's important.
Roland, thank you so much for speaking with me today. My question for you is, there's discussion about the current presidential candidates not fully addressing the concerns of the African-American community. One of those needs and concerns is the access to mental health. Even President Obama has stated that he wants to spend $500 million to increase health care access in his new gun control proposal. Yet there are those who oppose that idea. What is your view on that, and how do you see the direction of mental health access going, especially in the last year of Obama's administration and with the current presidential election?
First of all, I think we make a mistake when we somehow only look at mental health from the perspective of President Barack Obama, when in fact what has happened is mental health has been impacted by tremendous cuts on the state and local level. You look at what is happening in cities and counties on the state level, I think that's where you've seen these massive cuts. It's because we see it to be expendable. And so what happens is you have a significant discussion about increasing military spending and things along those lines, but then we say, well, let's not even worry about those mental health services. And then something jumps off. We go, what happened to the mental health? Well, because we've cut. That's how. And so I think what has to happen is we can't be looking at Washington, D.C. Really what needs to happen is we should have our focus on what is happening, again, on the state level, on the county level, on the city level, and that's where we're most impacted.
Thank you.